Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, comrades, this is Kenya Revolutionary. The question for today is, where is James Agri Orengo, the governor of Ugenya? Hey, where is he? Seriously. At first, I thought it was a joke. Okay, people are talking about he was poisoned. It's rumored that he's poisoned. It's rumored that he's in India receiving medical attention in India, Marako US, Marako Wapi. Where is James Agri Orengo? Please, Orengo, make a video. We want to see you. How are you doing? Are you in a coma? Someone close to him, or if you're a relative, if you're an uncle or whatever. Orengo, what's going on? What's going on? Today I'm not going to go through the speculations of whether he's okay or why he's lost or whether he was, whatever happened to him. We don't know, because the truth is we don't know. Okay, I don't know, at least. Let me not say we. Let me just say I don't know. Okay, but I would ask, where is James Agri Orengo? But that's not the only thing we are going to talk about today. We are just going to talk about what's happening in Kenya. I know I saw Gachagua post huge, not a huge, but it was a lengthy, voluminous post on his X where he was talking about Kenya losing its position, or its position as a non-NATO ally due to the corruption and all that stuff that's happened in Kenya. And I don't know why this should be like alarming to a lot of people, or people should be excited about Kenya not being a non-ally, a non-NATO ally, okay? Because first of all, it's not a big deal. What does that mean, okay? Because if the US needs Kenya to do something for them, they will do it happily, because we are colonized by the British in the way, US, US is colonized by the British. Technically, they're still colonized by the British. But I'm just saying that the title that Biden gave Kenya due to Ruto's acquiescing to everything that Biden was asking him to do, and especially with helping out with the Haiti situation, made Kenya a non-NATO ally, which basically in the largest scheme of things, I don't think it means anything. Because I know usually people say, okay, NATO, members of the NATO, majority of them being, European countries, if they are attacked by one person, let's say Russia, if Russia was to attack NATO, then the NATO charter basically says that the other members should come in to rescue them militarily. Okay, that's why the reason why Russia did not want Ukraine to be part of NATO. Okay, of course, there's many reasons why Russia didn't want them to join it. But I see, excuse me, Brother Benson, I see you in the comment section. Karibu sana. For those of you who don't know Brother Benson, he has a channel just like this one talking about politics. So please do not hesitate. Go to his channel, search it on YouTube, find it, subscribe, share, like, do all the good stuff. So yeah. So to me personally, I don't think joining NATO being a non-NATO, because by definition we cannot be NATO because we are not. It's not an alliance, treaty, something, whatever NATO stands for. Come on, look for it, Google it. Okay, so basically geographically, there's no way Kenya can be part of NATO. Okay, so they gave them the title a non-NATO ally, basically being part of NATO without being NATO. Okay, Laban, I see you in the comment section. Nice seeing you, brother. So that's why I'm saying, all in all, this, like, I'm just explaining how we came about that. It's because Kenya was working closely with especially this Ruto government administration, was working closely with the Biden administration in regard to the Haiti, stabilizing Haiti, or at least sending troops to Haiti. Okay, he promised them some cash, or whatever the case is, and he sent our boys there, our police force, which was illegal because our law say there has to be a reciprocal a statute or contract or agreement with the country like Haiti, which we do not have in place. But anyway, Kenya being Kenya, the court ruled on this and say, hey, we cannot send our police forces there, but we still went on and did that because Ruto basically doesn't care about the constitution, doesn't care about the courts, doesn't care about the legislative body. Ruto does whatever he wants, okay? So he told Biden, don't worry about it. I got this. I will send my boys over there and they'll do whatever they need to do. So that's how we became non-NATO ally. But now everyone is like, oh, okay, because Gachagua posted that stuff. And he's saying, oh my goodness, oh my God, we're losing our position as a non-NATO ally. It does not make any difference. Let me just tell you that right now. It does not make any difference whether we are non-NATO ally or not. Because if the US comes and asks for a favor, Ruto being at the helm, we shall do it without any questions asked, okay? Because the United States have great influence in Kenya, United States and Britain. We know that. We are colonized by the British. We are colonized indirectly through these minions, their puppets, colonial puppets, the Ruto, the Uhuru, the Raila, the Martha Karuas. These people have a hold on us. That's why you see pretty much 80% of our economy is still being ruled by, is being controlled by the West. Okay, that's why they actually write our policies, basically. Okay, all with the GMOs and all that stuff. They get to decide what happens in Kenya. They get to choose who becomes president. Okay. So to me, that's not a big deal. I know people are making a big deal because Gachagua wrote it. I told you, Gachagua has nothing to say. This guy wakes up and talk about Ruto all day. Blah, blah. But anyway, let me go back. Let me go back to what I want to talk about today, which is Orengo. But before I do so, I haven't done the formalities yet. I haven't, we haven't formalized this conversation that we're having. So please, if you're joining me right now, if this is your first time, this is Kenyan Revolutionary Channel. We talk about politics, Kenyan politics to be exact, and world politics as it relates to Kenya. So karibu sana, subscribe, share, like, comment if you like that kind of stuff. And if you want to get to the studio, ask for the link. I will throw you the studio. Sorry, I will throw you the link. You can come into the studio. We can talk, debate, discuss, and do all that stuff. Okay. And if you've already subscribed and you're a member of this channel, please, the first order of business is to do what? Like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the good stuff, and put that notification button on so you get me every time I come in. I've been telling you guys this channel has been under attack. Okay, it has been under attack. Wanajaribu, they're trying to get it, but I like I say, just the wheels of justice, they kind of, it's in a roll pole. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. When we get to 100% where we get the culprits, you'll know about it. Trust me. Anyway, Laban is telling me here on the comment section, he's saying most of Orengo seekers are political crocodiles shedding sympathy tears like they did with Albert Ojwang. No, it's a genuine concern. We want to know where Siaya governor is. I mean, Orengo is a, say what you want about him. Orengo is a popular figure in Kenya. I mean, he has, yes, he might have fallen off the rail as far as his democratic revolutionary credentials are concerned, but nevertheless, you cannot erase his history as far as his contribution to the multi-party democracy that we have in this the new constitution. He was for it, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so let's just get some clips about James Orengo. People started to ask more and more questions. We haven't heard from anybody. I know there was a fake resignation letter which ODM came out and walisema hiyo ni uongo. Raila hasn't spoken about it. No one is really speaking about this issue, which raises more questions than answers. Okay, because we are like, okay, what's going on? Okay, nini inaendelea hapa? Si mtu atuambie nini inaendelea? What's going on? Where's Orengo? Where's Orengo? Where's Orengo? That's what I'm asking today. Where is Orengo? Is he in Kenya? Is he in the US? Where's Orengo? Really, for real, where is Orengo? Let's find out. Somebody who shared my concern was here. I mean, not was here, but you could, let me play you this video. There's people are starting to ask questions, okay? And it's starting to get concerned. It's concerning. Now, technically, now that Orengo is out of, is not in office, what's that gentleman? Oduol is supposed to be taking over, but from what I hear, based on the chat last time, that Oduol also is in hospital somewhere in the US. I don't know how true that is. Today I saw maybe Oduol was having a press conference. I do not know what's going on. CIA is a mess. CIA is a mess. We need to, just like every other counties in Kenya, CIA is a hot mess, and we need to find out what's going on. But anyway, here are one of the Wananchis who was kind of, was asking, hey, where's my governor? What's going on?
tumechagua na sio? Wanabunge tibi, wanabunge fire. Unajua mimi nimekuwa hapa lakini tamu yangu iliisha na sikaacha tu. Na ulitupea nini? Hapana. Nataka watu wanyamaze. Hapo iliisha endelee nyanda. Wanabunge oi. Sasa leo hii tumechagua na sio? Sasa tuko na president ambaye ataongea. Lakini mimi niko na maneno moja yenye nataka ifikishe kwa government hata kama si kwa government. I want to ask the government, where is Orengo? Orengo ako wapi? Orengo ako wapi? Hiyo ndio swali yenye sisi tunauliza. Orengo alienda wapi? Tangu Orengo aende kwa State House. Sijui kama wamepewa Orengo sumu ama vipi. Atuoni Orengo ako wapi? Sasa mimi kama Nyando nataka nijue Orengo ako wapi? Aliuliwa na baba amenyamaza ama vipi? Hiyo ndio swali yenye tunataka kuuliza. Si nini watu wote ni wawanta? Si nini ni wawanta? Sasa mimi nauliza Orengo ako wapi hata kama event si yangu. Orengo lazima tujue ako wapi. Thank you very much.
Valid question. Where is Orengo? Where is Orengo? No one sees. Wamemaliza. Annie saying wamemaliza. Yeah, that's a legit question. Is it dead? Is Orengo dead? Orengo. What's going on? Orengo, please make a phone call. Say something. FaceTime me. Do something. WhatsApp me. Nipigie simu. Orengo, nitakupatia simu yangu. Nipigie simu. We shall talk. Are you alive? I want to know. I'm concerned. I'm genuinely concerned. This is not cloud chasing. I'm genuinely concerned, Orengo. As much as I do not like your politics, well, I do like your politics, but I know that you're corrupt, so I can't support you on any. I can't support any you running for any public, whatever. And I feel like you should be audited, and if you're found guilty, you should go to jail. But as far as your contribution in Kenyan politics and your history fighting for Kenyan democracy, I think that's nothing. No one can take away that. No one can take that away from you, Orengo. But call me. Hey, Kenya Revolutionary, niko hapa. Orengo, where are you? What's going on? Are you dead? Orengo's, if you are Orengo's cousin or whatever the case, reach out. Karibu sana, karibu sana. Ani nakuona hapo. Ani nasema he should have resigned kitambo. What is this or whatever the case is, okay? So Ani hapo nasema huyu jamaa angekuwa he should have resigned or whatever the case is. Well, yeah, he should have resigned. So somebody told me that the deputy was originally the person that majority of the people wanted. Watu wa Ugenya walikuwa wanamtaka huyo deputy. But Orengo was kind of imposed. I don't know how true that is. I'm telling you. With mambo ya it's getting tricky. Because technically, okay, if Orengo is not if he's out of the country, okay, we are suspecting, we are heard, rumors is that he's out of the country receiving treatment. The person who should be in charge is William Oduol, who is the deputy governor, okay? William Oduol is said to have been ostracized, completely ignored. In fact, the guy lives in Karen, from what I hear. He doesn't have an office in Siaya. They don't even want him around. So Orengo has been conducting business by himself, basically, with his his staff members without his deputy governor. Okay, of course, Orengo, he had to deal with Oburu, who is the senator, who is supposed to actually check if Orengo is doing his job or not. Checks and balances, check the executive branch on the county level. Oburu, but Oburu, politically they had a clash, especially after Orengo came out and said that Imambo ya broad-based, he's not feeling it, okay? So, and we remember Oburu came out and spoke out against that, saying, Orengo, get in line, basically. And, so maybe, I'm not saying, and I'm not going to talk about motives here because I already expounded on that and gave you my opinion about what may be, what could be, what is not, whatever the case is. I'm just asking. Now, with Orengo out of the scene for now, if he's in India, technically by law, William Oduol should be in power. But William Oduol, I don't know if he's sick, because some people are saying he's in place, ako mahali. I mean, he's within. Some people are saying he's also, pia alifanyiwa hiyo kitu at the same as Orengo. so no one knows where he is. So all this is all, a little bit confusing as far as Orengo is concerned. I am just a bit concerned. Could it be that Orengo alifanyiwa hiyo kitu? If that's the case, now this can actually it can turn out to be something ugly. Okay, if Orengo is actually kama alifanyiwa hiyo kitu, this can actually turn ugly, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. This is not good. Now, I will get back to Orengo thing, but I want to play something that a lot of people are not playing. And I'm going to, nobody's talking about this, so I'll do it. But I'm going to give credit to this channel, BBC channel, for this short, well, it's not short, but it's kind of whatever. It's this whatever that nobody's talking about, okay? People are talking about. Then we shall come back to Orengo's point, okay? Bear with me. We shall talk about Orengo. Trust me. This is from BBC. Madams exposing Kenya's child sex trade. You've heard about the people who are organ harvesting and all this stuff. The Freemason guy was actually wanted. All these shady characters that are tied in with Ruto. What's going on in Kenya? What's going on in Kenya? Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch this as we continue. We'll go back to Orengo. Just listen to me. Let's watch this video for a minute.
Life starts at night in Mahimahiu.
I know how the sex trade works on these streets. In Mahimahiu, Kenya, the highway never sleeps.
She told me, for me to be here, I must be under someone.
This town is known as a hotbed for sex work in Kenya. As I was standing outside a bar, a girl approached me.
In every club, there's a woman who is a madam of the girls.
But I'm here to investigate a story of abuse. She told me that she sells very young girls.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
I've come here with two experienced undercover investigators to expose a hideous web of...
Wait a minute. Is this Boniface Mwangi's wife? Promise Baraka, I see you. I see you. Karibu sana, nice seeing you. It's been a long time. If you want the link, let me know. I'll bring you in so I can hear your view on what's happening. I know you have a lot to say. Your son Sifuna is causing ruckus in that chama that I don't know if you're still a member of. So I would like actually let me throw you a link. I would like to hear from Promise Baraka. Very interesting guy, and it's nice seeing you, brother. Brother Benson too, if you have a chance, if you want to get in, that's fine too. I know you always have something interesting to give. Okay, your opinion is valued. Like that's your, I know that's your motto in your channel. Okay, anaka wife ya Boni. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ni wife ya Boni. If it's Boni's wife, I'm stopping. I'm not watching the rest of this. Okay, and I'm not saying that this document does not is entirely inaccurate, but I'm just saying for the fact that Boni, to me, it's so obvious that the guy is a faker. The guy is doing things for money. He's not genuinely fighting for the newer Kenya. Once you start doing things for money, there's an agenda behind it. So it kind of yeah. So I wanted to play it, but now I'm now that it's Boni's wife, I don't know what to make of it. And no. But anyway, it's called Kenya Sex Trade by BBC, African Eye, whatever the case. Have you? By the way, let me just mention this fun fact that we might be not be addressing here. isn't it interesting that every BBC, especially the African documentaries, it's always Boniface Mwangi, his wife, or Hanefa, or this exactly that are usually featured there, you know, which kind of yeah. Now, the issue they're raising in that documentary, I'm sure it happens. There's trafficking happening in Kenya. I mean, by all means. But the fact that it's BBC and it's the Boniface Mwangis of this world, or people affiliated to him, there's commercial activists, that tells me that there's an inio, there's a theme, there's a message which they want to send, a narrative. They want to shape your opinion, influence your opinion by how they present this documentary. Okay, maybe pointing a finger at a particular politician, a particular leader, a particular group, a particular. It's always like that. Like the one they had about the Gen Zs in Kenya, when they were saying the army was involved with it. It was meant to discourage people from thinking that the army is on their side, because what was happening is that a lot of discussions on the Gen Z's platforms, people were talking about the possibility of the army actually helping the Gen Zs during the protest. So the Ninio documentary came out, and it was basically pointing a finger at the military, saying the military were involved in killing the Gen Zs. And everyone was like, oh my God, the military will kill her. And I say this, that might be true, but I would say it's a faction of the military that has been handpicked by Ruto and the Ruto affiliated folks that were out there killing people. Okay, it wasn't the whole military was not with it. Speaking of the military, remember that guy that had a Freemason ring on his hand? Apparently, he was arrested. Do you remember him? Mnamkumbuka? Whatever his name is, part of that group. That's a funny group. What's in here? I'll play you the video so you can remind you who it was again. Unakumbuka ile jamaa alikuwa anasema he was advocating for the Osoi guy to be released. He had a Freemason ring that I played the other day. Ati sasa ameshikwa huko Mombasa, whatever the case is. Watch anyway, share your video. It's so funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's ridiculous. So yeah, that guy ameshikwa was arrested by the DCI. Could not wait. I mean, walitoa video hapo wanatuonyesha vile the arrest took place successfully. Wanajaribu basically trying to discourage people, kusema kwamba ukijaribu, or members. I think that's the message they're trying to do. They're trying to pass the message to any members of the police that mkijaribu anything to do with trying to revolt against this administration, utajipata malpabaya. That's basically what this administration will try to pass, because they understand that there's a lot of dissent among the police forces. Okay, these guys, they're not paid well. They're not whatever. So it's, maybe they receive some intelligence that the members of the police force might be thinking about a revolt. So they came up with this shenanigan to try to discourage people from trying to come up with something against the government. Here it is. Let me just remind you. I'll play it one more time so you guys can understand or remember who I was talking about. This guy right here. I don't know what his name, DCI, whatever the case is. I forgot.
Mutupe nafasi.
He made.
Popote mulipo. Niliwaambia niacheni kazi. Ninajiandaa. Niko na watu. Mutupe nafasi ya kukuja na kumtoa motherfucker bwana. Na kirende yake yote. Wacheni kwenda kwa street. Kwa sababu Ruto, Raila wameweka RSF, wameweka jeshi la Uganda intelligence kuja kwa angamizi. Mimi nilijitolea kwa hali na mali wa Kenya nilijitolea kukufa kwa ajili yenu. Nilijitolea kushikwa kwa ajili yenu. Nilijitolea kuwapeleka State House.
First of all, aniwacha kuchekesha. Yes, that vile amesema hiyo MF word is so funny. But anyway, the funny thing is the production of this video. Like, anazungumza hapo ni kai, he's the founding father, Jomo Kenyatta, after, you know, independence. Amejitolea. Mimi nimejitolea kufa. I mean, cut it out. It's you anyway. Msikieni. Mosquito. Apparently his name is Mosquito.
Lakini sikujitolea kwa nchi yangu ili muare, ili mpigwe binduki. Wa Kenya, msifanye mimi nikalia na uwezo niko nayo. Wao wamezoea maandamano kwa sababu mzee wa andamano wanakula naye kwa kiti moja, wanakula naye kwa meza moja, wanalala naye kwa kitanda moja. Kwa hivyo nataka niwaambieni wa Kenya, wacheni kupoteza muda, niacheni nafasi. Chakula tunaiandaa, tutakuja wakati wowote, tutafika na mtafurahi. Mmeona Ruto vile anavyocheza na Wakenya, mmeona vile wanacheza na maisha yenu, vile anawacheza na akili zenu. Mpaka leo commissioner wa IEBC hayuko. Ina maana kwamba uchaguzi hakuna. Ukweli wa mambo wa Kenya, hakuna uchaguzi. Ruto ameamua kukaa kwa State House miaka zake zote. Kwani State House ni ya kwake? Kwani katiba ni ya kwake? Kwani mahakama ni yake? Tunamjua kwamba amevuruga Kenya, na mara nyingi nilikuwa naambia wanajeshi kwamba wacheni kumsikiza huyu mfala, wacheni kumsikiza huyu bwenyenye. Wanajeshi wako wananielewa. Ni nchi gani ambayo inapeleka wanajeshi kukula, kutumia pesa zao, kununua madawa kwa pesa zao? Wakenya, amkeni, amkeni, wacheni kulala, wacheni kuenda kwa maandamano. Naongea hivi kwa nikikasirika. Wacheni kuenda kwa maandamano, sio kuzuri. Maandamano tuachie sisi wanajeshi kwa wanajeshi, tupigane marisasi, tuuane, kwa sababu hiyo ndio kazi yetu. Kazi yenu ni kukaa nyumbani. Wacheni kwenda maandamano wa Kenya. Polisi wenzangu, mnatumika vibaya, na mnajua kwamba hata nyinyi mnaumia, na niliwaambia kwamba mimi nawatetea ili mpate haki zenu. Leo hii Haiti wanajeshi wetu wote wameshindwa nguvu. Ina maana kwamba Waganda ndio wanaenda huko kukomboa Wakenya ambao wako Haiti. Wangapi wameuawa huko na marisasi, lakini hakuna haki mwanajeshi. Kwa hivyo wanajeshi, jitengane na Ruto, jitengane na hiyo serikali, mkae kando, mtusubiri sisi. Tukifika Kenya, muungane na sisi, tupendue nchi hiyo. Wakati imefika, wanajeshi wenzangu. There is no time for wasting. There is no time to listen to the civilian government. There is a time kuleta mapinduzi. Nothing much. Hatuwezi kuuawa kwa sababu ya mtu mmoja. Hatuwezi kuuawa kwa sababu ya watu wachache. Eti kuna demokrasia. Mimi nimesema, serikali nimesema kwamba hiyo serikali lazima tuivunje.
Okay, tuivunje. After talking that high-powered Apparently he was. But of course, I told you, I showed you the video yesterday. This guy is a Freemason. He had a Freemason ring on his hand when he was talking. So it's just an Sema Kenya Demokrasia. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Nice seeing you, siku mingi. I hope you are in good health and everything is going well with you. So anyway, there was he was arrested basically. After that, DCI was the first one to to report the issue at Yameshikwa, which was actually funny because it was a play. Like I said, this was just walikuwa najaribu tu kutu enjoy ati watu wamekasirika ati sijui nini. Hakuna kitu kama hicho. Ruto na Murkomen wanatu enjoy hapa hivi na hizo ujinga zao. But it was funny. I mean, it was fun while it lasted. So here is DCI in Neo for those of you who didn't get the chance to read the thing. It's here. DCI, when I'm charged for sedition, okay? Detectives have arrested Shadrach Omondi Okindo, alias Honorable Mosquito, in connection with the seditious video that was widely circulated on TikTok August 1st, 2025. I won't read the whole stuff. You can go to DCI stuff and read that crap. But again, like I said, this guy was faking. We all know it was fake. Double Ruto popularity. Kenya Democracy saying, are you aware Gachagua has double Ruto popularity? He might become our president. Sit upright and belt up. Actually, anyone can, but at this point, if you are looking at popularity, even I don't know, whoever you can put anyone and it will be more popular than Ruto. So now, as far as countrywide, I don't know. I don't have the real numbers. I don't know. Is Gachagua the leading candidate? I don't know. Because my question will be, where was this? This? What are we using to gauge Gachagua's fame, okay, or popularity? I mean, are we gauging it based on him saying hi cousins one time and all this? You see what I'm saying? So it's possible. I doubt it because Gachagua, like I said, if you look at the whole opposition, to me, they're not. They have skeletons. They don't have anything that will move the average Kenyan to say, you know what, I'm going to vote for this person. I can see him as a president. For example, Gachagua. Okay, outside of Mlima Kenya, where is link is right there, promise. Outside of Mlima Kenya, where is Gachagua going to get his votes? Okay, I know you can argue that atashikana na Matiang'i. Matiang'i already has a baggage. Again, Matiang'i, outside of Kisii, where is he getting the votes? Okay, you might argue, all right, what Kisii, because listen, Martha Karua, there's the Nino. Martha Karua is Kikuyu, Gachagua is Kikuyu, Nani is Kikuyu, and I'm naming their ethnic background because that's what they're selling. They're not really selling anything beyond that. I mean, what does Martha Karua stands for? You know, purple flags, purple outfits, and telling us about the people whom Museveni is detaining. I mean, who cares? You know. But anyway, Jared is here. Jared, karibu sana nakuona. Karibu sana, Jared. I see you. Can you hear me? Jared ni kama amekwama huko. Oh, Jared. Trying to, okay. I'll give you some few minutes to get it together. And it is news I'm not happy of, lakini iko hivyo. Mr. Wangira, are you there? Ni kama umekwama. All right. We'll give you a few minutes to get it together. Again, Gachagua, I don't believe it. I mean, some people think no, I don't believe it. You saw the young lady that questioned him and told him, alimuliza swali, I mean, beyond ethnicity, I mean, what basically are you? And she was actually giving him advice, telling him, Gachagua ati Gachagua. Jared, you have to unmute. Naniel was basically, okay, he's out. The young lady was basically, actually, you know what? Now that you are going to make me play that Naniel clip, but I won't. What I'm trying to say is this. What the young lady who asked her in Baltimore was like, you need to have a national outlook when you're, selling Serazako. You can't just be all about Mlima this, Mlima that. I mean, beyond Mlima, what do you have to offer? I mean, what are you standing for, okay? And Gachagua tried to play this, kujaribu kuweka ati watu wa Mlima under siege and all this, whatever, because that's all he can stand for. We are under siege, Ruto is attacking us, And the lady told her, hey, listen, I'm a Kikuyu, and I'm from Nyeri, or whatever the case is. You can't get more Kikuyu than that. So I'm proud of being Kikuyu, but the reality is no one is buying your politics if all you talk about is Mlima. I'm sorry. So that's why I'm not buying this whole thing that Gachagua is going to be the next president. You are free to believe that. I just don't believe it. I don't see it. Like I said, even if he was more popular than Ruto, again, who has the IEBC? I've been saying to you, Gachagua is part of Ruto. They're working together. Ni mchezo wa town. Remember when everyone was being fooled that Uhuru Kenyatta was kizani na Ruto? You saw Uhuru Kenyatta, giving him a bump, his body. So if you want to buy that, you can buy that. I'm not buying it one bit. I don't believe it. I don't think it's Gachagua is Gachagua is that's what makes democracy. So ukitaka kuamini ati Gachagua atashinda president, okay, good luck. Tutakuwa hapa 2027, tutaona vile hiyo visanga ita and it's just that some of us we know better. We know better, okay? We know better. We know what's true and we know what's fluff, okay? Aya, twende. Orengo.
Welcome back to KTN Prime. Let's continue informing you. Now, where is Siaya Governor James Orengo? That's a burning question on everyone's lips in Siaya County, as a fiery opposition figure has vanished from public sight, leaving a vacuum of leadership and a county on edge. With the absence of the governor and a deputy governor who has been emasculated following the differences with his boss, there are concerns that the county is staring at a state of paralysis. Jeff Kirui with that story.
Siaya Governor James Orengo was last seen in public on June 23rd, 2025, when he appeared before the Senate's Public Accounts Committee. His prolonged silence and absence have triggered unease and uncertainty across the county.
Governor James Orengo is officially out of the country on a private visit, wherever he is. But that doesn't mean he's off duty. Governor Orengo is on duty, conducting his roles and functions as per law prescribed.
Some are saying that he's away on medical grounds, but I do not have definitive feedback to give because I haven't received any formal communication to that effect.
The conflicting reports regarding Orengo's whereabouts have prompted Siaya residents to submit a petition to the county assembly demanding answers.
His absence is creating some disharmony within the county because people are asking why, if the governor is governor for the resident of Siaya, the people and the resident of Siaya are at liberty to know his whereabouts.
Orengo's absence who the governor can delegate duties to his deputy to manage county affairs. However, for the past 2 years, Governor Orengo and his deputy William Oduol have had a long-standing strained relationship.
I don't attend cabinet meetings. I'm not copied on any official communication. So basically, my office is disabled. So even if I went to my office today, I would not have any duties allocated to me.
As a result of their differences, Deputy Governor Oduol has been kept in the dark about county affairs. After the Senate dismissed William Oduol's impeachment in June 2023 and directed him to resume office, the embattled deputy governor has reportedly been rendered irrelevant within the current administration.
There comes a time when the interest of the great people of Zia is much more important than William Oduol and James Orengo.
According to reports, the Speaker of the Siaya County Assembly, George Okode, is representing the governor at key events within the county.
Our constitution provides that the third highest ranking office in the county is the office of the Speaker, that it's the governor, the deputy governor, and then the Speaker. What is wrong with a Speaker even representing a governor? There is nothing like that absolute separation. For those who don't know, even the laws we make, I sign, the governor signs.
Governor Orengo has been critical of the cooperation deal between President William Ruto and his party leader Raila Odinga, cautioning that such a deal could damage the image of ODM party leading up to the 2027 general election.
Joining Ruto is a disaster, is an abomination. It cannot work.
Jeff Kirui, KTN.
Okay. So there you go. Oduol apparently is doing okay. He's fine. Ulimsikia ameongea hapo. Wangira, have you fixed your issue there? Ama bado nangangana? Okay, Wangira is still unmute if you can. Okay, Wangira is still anapitia.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Karibu sana.
How are you?
Niko salama salmi. I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yes. What's new? I would like to hear your view on a lot of issues. Where do I start? You can start with the main one, which is, where is Orengo? Is he hiding in your house or what's going on? And Sifuna has been warming up him along with Wamuchomba and Babu Oweno, talking about, this rumor that he might be engineering his way out. What's going on with him? We are being told Gachagua is leading in polls by Kenya Democracy. Maybe so, but I still don't see him becoming president. Start wherever you want to start, or whatever issue that you feel like you want to address. Karibu sana.
Many things seem to be happening down here. We hear that a senator in the United States has crafted a bill that wants to review the Kenyan status as an NATO ally. And, that's also a very, very important development that we are following. Back home, we have the issue of James Orengo, who has not been seen in public for some time. And, where I stand, I think, James Orengo has spent, most of his time fighting for democracy, fighting for the rule of law, fighting for human rights. And I tend to think that, he's not amused that the party that he belongs to has gone to bed with a rogue regime. So perhaps, he could just have taken a backseat to just watch and see how things develop. Because, if you cannot fight them and you don't want to join them, then, you just take a backseat. So I tend to believe that, James Orengo could just have taken a backseat. Back at home, many things are happening. There is this issue of the e-citizen payment platform where money is paid on e-citizen platform cannot be accounted for. And you remember the other day, William Ruto wanted even school fees being paid through the e-citizen. it took some people to go to court and, to stop, that particular move that you wanted to undertake. So I tend to believe that, William Ruto is in this government to make money, and he is making money. Looking at what is happening in e-citizen, the man is just making money. And, that's why he does not seem to care. Musalia Mudavadi this evening, said something that, that in Africa is not very easy to remove an incumbent. So I don't know why he was telling us that, in Africa it's not very easy to remove an incumbent. When we know in Zambia, a number of them have been removed, including the founding father, the Kenneth Kaunda, who was removed. And, there have been a number of them. In Liberia, we know George Weah was removed. I think also in Botswana, there have been a president who was removed. So, it's not impossible to remove an incumbent through the ballot, because it has happened. And it is very, very possible that it can happen. And, looking at where things are in the Republic of Kenya and the ratings of William Samoei Ruto, just like you have said, anything can remove William Samoei Ruto from office via the ballot. So, I don't know where Musalia Mudavadi is coming from, but
you're breaking up, Jared. I can't hear you. Jared, we can't hear you. Sauti imepotea. Jared, do you want to toka kidogo alafu urudi, see if your voice will be back. You are Ninio. Try that. Okay. Yeah, Jared, jaribu kurefresh. Network ni kama ninio. But very quickly, while Jared is working on his network, just to respond to a few things that he has said. And again, this will be addressing the very thing that I see some of you saying there. I am glad that Jared has highlighted what Musalia Mudavadi said, because Musalia Mudavadi knows the game, okay? Sorry, this thing is echoing. Obviously, like I said, Kenyan democracy told us that Gachagua might be more popular than Ruto, and that's probably true. Like I said, Ruto is very unpopular, and anyone can beat Ruto. Now, the thing that we kind of tend to miss here, and that's why Mudavadi can come out and say that it's very difficult to remove a sitting president who is trying to get a second term. It's difficult to remove him. He knows something probably. And it's something that a lot of Kenyans know, that Ruto holds the keys to every institution in Kenya, every arm of government, whether it's the judiciary, whether it's the IBC, whether it's the police, whether it's the army, whether it's the members of parliament, the legislative body, and of course, him being the head of the executive branch of government. He has them in his pocket. So what I'm saying is this: regardless of how unpopular he is, do you actually believe that you can remove him through the very system that is compromised, that he has handpicked for that sole purpose of rigging him back to a second term? How do you expect him to beat? How do you expect to beat him in a game that he actually made the rules? That's basically what I'm saying. So while it may be true that Gachagua and Matiang'i and all these recycled yesteryear politicians who are no different from Ruto, quite frankly, while they are, maybe having, high percentile points with relation to, popularity, they're not going to beat Ruto if we are going to use this very IBC that Ruto has handpicked along with his broad-based, blood-based brother, Raila. That's basically what I'm saying. You know, we can argue about who's more famous, nani atapata hii vote, nani atapata ile kura, hii kura. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is you're going to an election that the referee in this match has been picked by Ruto. Do you still believe you're going to beat him? Yeah, unaweza kujienjoy useme ati tunaenda kulinda kura, tutasimama hapo to make sure ati kura imepigwa vizuri. But guess who is going to declare him? The person who the Constitution has given the mandate to declare who wins the new election, the presidential election, is the IBC at the end of the day. Yes, the presidential election is determined at the polling station. But so what? It makes no difference. It can be declared that Ruto lost in all this polling station, but the IBC commissioner is the one who's going to declare who actually won. Anaweza kwenda hapo aseme ati hey, hizo results ambao mliona hapo kwa hizo maninio ambao mlichunga fura huyo, they're not actually accurate. We actually did our own utafiti na tumepata Ruto ameshinda hapo. And they'll declare Ruto president. Then after that atawaambia endeni kotini. Who you have at the courts? Sholei or even Koome. Do you think they're going to rule against him? These are the things that I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, yes, we the people can declare, but we can only declare if we all come together and remove him, not through through a vote. Because there are people who are going to defend Ruto, trust me or not. He has the instruments of power. He has the monopoly of violence at this point. He has the army, he has the police force, he has the NEO. He can unleash them against any perceived opposition. That's what's been happening right now. Because let's face it, he doesn't have to enjoy the support of 90% of the country. He doesn't have to even enjoy the support of 50% of the country. Not even 40. 30 is enough. Kibaki did it in 2007. Kibaki in 2007 only had Central Province. But guess what? He managed to remain in power thanks to Martha Karua and the rest of those pinheads who helped him, convince him to stay and stick it out. Okay? So this has been done, and he's going to pull a Kibaki, the same thing. Atasema, I'm duly elected. Mtadu. Then he will unleash his Ninio. And by the way, the people cannot remove him if the people are not. People cannot remove him if people are not divided. Ndio maana unaona hii story ya ukabila iko mingi saizi. Kwa sababu Ruto wants to divide people. Ndio maana ikifika 2027 kuna watu ambao watakuwa wanamtetea. A good number of people will mtetea. That's why you see when the Gen Zers are going to are going to the streets, he uses Raila's goons to protect the along with the police to brutalize the Gen Zs. Unaona? Why? Because this is the strategy. That's the strategy he's using. In fact, I won't be surprised if he's the one and akianza violence in 2027, leading up to elections. I mean, why are we ignoring this? Why are we still it's either we are enjoy it, we are going to remove Ruto through the ballot, or we are insane to think that he's going to anaenda kushindwa, given the fact that he's controlling the IBC. I mean, what will it take to make you see this? Okay? That's what I've been trying to say. What will make you... How long shall I be with you? Yesu aliuliza. Aliambia ninio wake. How long shall I be with you? Mbona muoni, it's a simple thing. Ruto wako na mpango yake.
But you are okay with Rigathi Gachagua. Kenyans are being unable to be honest with themselves. There is no way you're saying that you absolutely hate William Ruto's government, cannot stand William Ruto's government. You cannot stand the rot and the corruption and the looting, but you are okay with Rigathi Gachagua. How? Someone like Rigathi Gachagua, who has nothing but rot to his name, you are very comfortable with that leadership. Actually, you think that one term and cousins is enough for him to be a national leader. It is enough for him to get all the Mount Kenya votes, because that is all it takes for someone to be a leader. Someone comes to a foreign country where all nationalities are, or all tribes from Kenya are represented, and they speak in their mother tongue. They hold meetings speaking in their mother tongue. And they make references to the fact that the people who are really suffering are the people from his community. And you think that that is someone who can be a national leader, that is someone who can help, someone who has been in government since he was in his 20s. This is the first time that he's out of government. Someone who worked for Moi, someone who worked tirelessly for a government that was against the people. Even the jabs that Rigathi is throwing at the government are not coming from a place of holding the government accountable. They are coming from a place of bitterness and envy. Whatever he feels against this government is not that they are doing the wrong thing, is that he's not part of the wrong thing. If you are against William Ruto but are in support of Rigathi Gachagua, you are disingenuous. You are tribal, you are tribalist. You simply have a problem with the fact that it is not a Kikuyu stealing and looting. Otherwise, there is no logical explanation as to how you can tell us that you hate the corruption and the looting of Ruto, but you don't mind Rigathi Gachagua despite him being corrupt.
Bullets! Bullets, bullets, bullets! Prop! Bomboclats. The truth unadulterated. This is what I've been saying here. You cannot have somebody, a clear-thinking Kenyan, saying they support Matiang'i or Gachagua or Kalonzo or Raila to replace Ruto. I'm sorry, you can't be a serious human being unless you have your own bias, tribal bias. Same nitwits that are saying Uhuru was such a great president. Uhuru actually, by all accounts, was worse than Ruto. I'm sorry. It has to be said. Somebody has to say it. I'll say it. Because we tend to forget. I remember, listen, Ruto sent people to kill them in Nyalenda. Okay, beat them up. All right? During 2017 Mandamano, Kenyatta used Mungiki in the police force. They were knocking door to door. Unafunguliwa mlango na unavunjwa. Na unapigwa. Brutally murdering people. Msando, baby pen. I can go on. Same thing Ruto is doing. But now, Kenyatta was a little bit better. Why? Reason? He did the same thing Ruto is doing. That's why I usually say Ruto is an Ruto's government is an extension of Kenyatta's regime. Why do you think they were smiling and bumping fists and doing all the stuff smiling? Because it's a game, and it's the same game that Gachagua is playing, acting like he's exposing Ruto. But it's the same thing because he wants to use the gullible youth in Mount Kenya to follow his nonsense of tribal. Sisi tumetolewa kwa cabinet, tumefanyiwa nini? What does that have to do with anything? What do you stand for? What are you fighting for? What's your history, Gachagua? The last time I checked, your name came up when you went and brutalized Matiba's family in 1992 when Moi was using it. It's actually said you're a Moi's kid. So spare us the nonsense. I don't care if 50% of Kenyans support you. I will not. I know what you are. You are not different from Ruto, Uhuru, Raila, Karua, Wamalwa. It has to be said. It will be said. It will be proclaimed from the rooftops That's why that young girl was, I give her 100 points. She stood up respectfully and told Gachagua, what do you really have to offer? I'm just paraphrasing. Besides your tribal garbage. And don't tell me about not being proud of Kikuyu, because I am as Kikuyu as it gets. And he had no answer. Ruto is doing this. We understand that. Everyone is saying F Ruto. Yes, majority have they say, but who are the majority? Who are the majority? It's definitely not Gachagua. That I will tell you. Majority is not with Gachagua. I can guarantee you that. He's not the majority. Just because he makes news for claiming to, oh, walikuwa nataka kufanya hivi, walikuwa na plan hivi. He's not the majority. He's just making news. He's not the majority. Whoever is following Gachagua, he's not the majority. I'll guarantee you that. I'm sorry. If that's what you're referring to, Annie, I'll break your bubble. Gachagua is not the majority. No, there are people who stand with him, but he's not the majority of Kenyan people's voices. People want Kenya where every tribe, everybody is respected, live in harmony, we have equal opportunity under the law. Just because the news give you airtime to claim that Ruto is corrupt and is a tribalist, and you keep on mourning about Mount Kenya, that does not make you popular. You're just trending. Nobody will vote for you besides the few people who might be buying into your nonsense. Kenyans are smarter than that. Yes, you might say, oh, Kenyans are not, we always make bad decisions, just because we were presented with two corrupt leaders in 2022. And even before that, it was Raila or Ruto. Ruto won. But that's why we had Gen Zs who came and said, tribeless, leaderless, partyless. But now they want to make it, nani anataka kujifanya ati Gen Z ni yake, Gachagua. That's why when he was responding to that young girl, he was like, oh, that's where Gen Z will help us. No, Gen Z will not help you, Gachagua. Gachagua nafikirianga ati Ruto akitoka atiendi atawekwa. You are next on the chopping block. Kufa dereva, kufa makanga. Dereva kisha, makanga kisha, I'm sorry, dereva kisha kufa, makanga you're next. Tukianza kufungua vitabu tunapeleka watu kamiti kunyongwa. Gachagua will be on the list after Ruto. Konoman Raila, Uhuru, Martha Karua, Wamalwa. You are next on the list. Msifikiri ati watu wanakufurahia kwa sababu nasema hi cousin, hi cousin. Wewe sema tu hiyo cousin yako. Siku ile tutafungua kamiti. Siku ile mtakuwa mnanyongwa nini Uhuru Park. You will be second on the list. You are not the crowd's favorite. Sorry. You're not the guy. You're not that guy, Mr. Gachagua. Hate to break it to you. That's not happening. I'm sorry. That's what we have to face. That's what I've been saying. Nani, what's his name? Matiang'i went in Minnesota, okay? He was speaking in a high school. Now, for those of you who might not know, maybe you're not from the US or whatever the case, you've never visited there, that high school, Minnesota in general, Minnesota of all immigrants from Africa, the #1 ethnic community is Wasomali, and from Kenya, it's Kisii. Wakisii wako namba moja huko ninio, Minnesota. Nasikia? Just like you can California, Washington, Boston, Wakikuyu. New Jersey, Wajaluo. Texas is a mixture. Wajaluo pia wako huko San Antonio. depending on where you go. New York, New Jersey, Wajaluo. You know, there's some places ambayo it's known. So Nani Matiang'i went to Minnesota because Minnesota imejaa wa nini? Wa Kisii. Na walijaa hapo ninio kwa ile, I'm not saying everyone who went there was a Kisii, but majority of them were Kisiis. But then they're taking a picture of that wanasema unaona, he's enjoying a lot of support in Kenya from all places. Just like when Wamunyoro went to that Kikuyu thing that was happening in Seattle, Washington. Alafu wakaanza kusema ati he's enjoying a lot of support from Kenyans in the US. We're not buying this propaganda. We know the truth. Ndio maana vile ulilizwa ile swali, I'm telling you, that lady, that young lady, she is a hero. Kama ni ukabila, huwezi kumchapa kwa ukabila kwa sababu alimwambia yeye ni Mkikuyu. You can't get more Kikuyu than that. What are you standing for, Gachagua? What? Besides Mount Mrima. What are you? You have an empty debe. You are an empty suit. And everybody knows that. Gachagua is just like Oscar Sudi. No difference. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, let me play you that Ninio by Musalia Mudavadi that Jared was referring to. I do not have to preach to you any longer. Hey, Toto. Here it is. Ay.
To defeat a president, do you know, I've been telling people it's usually very difficult on African soil to defeat a president who is looking for his second term. If you go back, we now go back to the era of Moi. We move away from his first 14 years when it was single party. We now come to multipartism in 1992. When the original Ford, ile ya kina Matiba, Muliro, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Shikuku, Paul Mwite, name them. Well, when they gathered in Kamkunji, everybody said, Moi amekwisha, hakuna njia, dunia imeenda. And there were massive defections. People were running away to defect, thinking that that is where it will be easy. Moi then told them, mimi ni professor wa siasa, ngoja tu utaona. After a while, the original Ford was scattered into 4 pieces. 4. Moi walked back into office. Through the ballot, he won. By the time the opposition was saying, how did it happen? He had been voted in because people had cast the ballot.
I think he's telling you what I've been telling you. He was voted in because the people had cast the ballot. If you go through the ballot, he'll win. But anyway, guys, I'll stop here. It's been 1 hour. Thank you so much, Yosef Bader, Zani, everybody that has been part of it. I'll see you guys later. I'll just have to leave it like right now because I have to go. But thank you so much for being this. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. We'll have this discussion tomorrow again. Peace and blessings, and I'll see you guys later. And I'm out.